Good morning. I'd like to walk you through my garden this morning to show you fruit trees, shrub, fruit plants that are fruiting at the moment. No, not fruiting, but blooming. That's April, and today is April 28th of 2020. So let's see what fruit trees and plants are blooming in April in my garden. And that's the backyard here. Let's get in it. And right here I spot this, and that's alpine strawberry. They produce small strawberries. They are perennials, hardy to our zone 5A. And the fruit, the strawberry, is sweet. I have the red variety and the white one. And I have it since 2014. I believe I purchased, I had to double check. I purchased some from Rain Tree and probably Richer from Canada. And this one is gummy. And last year it was damaged by bunny. So like in winter, 2018, 2019. So 2019 summer, I put this chicken wire around it and I cut the branches off that were dead. It came back, it grew last year, but I don't think it produced fruits. So this year is going to produce fruit, and you can see the flower bud here. So it's not blooming here, but it's getting there. And this branch is pretty much 1 year old, or even less than 1 year. It grew last year. The original wood is cut off. So that's 1 year branch that is loaded with flower bud. So that's two plants, and I can show you. And I purchased that, I believe, in 2015. And that's that. And I don't know if you'll be able to see the company, but it's Burnt Ridge or Burnt Ridge Nursery. And I purchased it in 2015. Gummy is known as a nitrogen fixer. So that's a good plant to have, for me to have in the garden, since I don't fertilize my garden. And let's go to the front. We might have more fruiting, blooming fruit trees at the front. In case you are new to our channel, I turned my front yard into a garden, and I have a lot of fruit trees at the front and the back. I might probably do a video later to show you how I record my fruit trees purchases on a spreadsheet to keep, and also that I can go back and read more information on a specific one. This one is a white currant, and it is flowering. And that's white currant. I'm not seeing the tag here, and not far from that one is this one, which is the red currant. Is flowering as well. And I can see a lot of that on it. And as you can see, they are not very tall plants or trees. And luckily, I planted them on a part of the garden where they can have sunlight, because that's the west side of my property. So that's the sidewalk right there, and that's the fruit trees here. So I put taller trees at the back and shorter trees at the front, and I have a very big trees at the at the front as well. So it does shade the property, but it's not awake yet. So those early bloomers lived early, and now they are flowering. So you can see that it is loaded with flower, and the fruit is red, small berries. Let me get this out of the way here. So we have that. How many so far? 4, right? Yes, white currant, red currant. Here we have blueberry, but I don't think blueberry is flowering. If it's flowering, that will be the first year. But I'm going to show you that as well. I don't know if that's flower bud here or not. I have them for at least 2 or 3 years now, and that's here. But I never really seen it producing, so it could be the first time. And near that I have another one here. I have autumn olive. I don't think it's flowering, so I'm not going to talk about that much. I have it since 2015 as well, but it is not producing. I don't know if it needs more than one or not. So the blueberry that has the flower bud is this one, Northland blueberry, and that's Burnt Ridge as well. I use multiple online nurseries, but my favorite one is Burnt Ridge Nursery. One Green World is good too. So those are the 2 best ones that I'll go to. If I don't find something on Burnt Ridge, I'll go to One Green World. I have tried Rain Tree. They are more on the pricey side. I have tried Starbro as well. They are good. But the best one, if I'll choose 2, it'll be Burnt Ridge and Green World. So as you can see here, well, I thought it was just my alpine strawberries that are flowering, but I have my regular strawberries here flowering as well. So we have alpine strawberry, gummy, white currant, red currant, probably blueberry, and regular strawberry. That's 6 so far, if I count it right. Let's move on. We have black currant here, and that is flowering as well. And currants, you don't need 2 plants for pollination. They are self-pollinated, so they self-pollinate. So I have one variety of each. But then what I did is I'll just cut the branch when I'm trimming in the spring to propagate, and I just stick it in the ground all year, and that will root. And I did some this spring, and they are leafing already. Maybe I'll do another video to show you that. So that's 7 fruit trees so far, including the strawberries. Let's move on. And we have honey berries here. So that's 8, and there are 2. So we have this one and we have that one. I have Blue Moon and Blue Pacific. I don't know which one is which anymore, and I purchased them in 2015 as well. According to the website where I purchased them from, they are supposed to grow 2 to 3 feet tall, and they bloom in March, and the fruit will ripe in June, and they can produce up to 10 pounds of fruit when they reach maturity. That's the 3rd year of fruiting, and the tree is loaded of flower. So, and I planted them like 3 feet apart. So those are and that's 8. If I count the 2 honeyberry as one, that's 8 fruit trees, shrubs, plants all together that are fruiting early in spring, when some of my fruit trees are not even awake yet. And having different fruit trees in the garden that bloom and fruit at different times of the year, that will help us have fruit for an extended period of time in the garden without harvesting all of them at once. And when I purchased them, I did a lot of search on those websites on them, like their origin, their nutrient. Some of them are high in antioxidants, like the autumn alley, for example, is known to prevent prostate cancer, but at the same time is known as invasive in some states. So, but that's just those things, the health benefits of those fruit trees that we don't find the fruits at the grocery stores are the reason why I purchased them to plant a few years ago. And 2 years later, I noticed that, I just came to some realization that even though we have those, unheard of, non-popular fruit trees in our property, we keep buying apple and pear, especially apple, and grape. So therefore, I decided that it would be good to introduce some apple and grape on my property, and I did that. But the second reason why I purchased those fruit trees that we don't heard of, I don't take a lot of care of my garden, so I didn't want to have to plant a trees that I have to spray or deal with bugs or things like that, or diseases. So I wanted to plant fruit trees that are not common in our area but surely hardy to our zone. But then, since we purchased apple, I thought we might continue buying fruit if I don't introduce those commonly eaten fruit trees in our garden, because that was the third reason, or even the first one, to plant fruit trees, so that we decrease our expenses by not spending that much on fruit, but just eating organic fruit from our own garden. Thank you for watching. I'm Afiavi Ojune Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and owners of Nina Soap. And our website is ninasoap.com.